All right. Welcome. How's everybody doing? You go live on Instagram too. Make sure it's all working. Cool. Well, my name is Bennett Sullivan. I'm going to be playing some banjo and answering some questions that you may have. As you tune in, let me know where you're tuning in from. I'd love to know where you're at. I'm in North Carolina right now. Let me get my picks on. And it's a beautiful summer day here. Just getting warmed up. I haven't really played much today. Haven't played at all. When do you guys like to practice? Do you guys wake up early and practice? I have a lot of students that will wake up early, get their cup of coffee, and then go out to their designated practice area. I've got this shed that's about 100 feet away from my house, so I don't disturb anybody if I'm turning up the pedal steel or playing a lot of banjo. So do you guys like to practice in the morning, in the evening? Do you have a spot that you do it? Do you practice consistently every day? Or what's your routine? Just getting the fingers warmed up. Hey folks, as you're tuning in, let me know where you're joining from. I'd love to hear. I've got Facebook and Instagram over here. I've got TikTok over here. So I'm just doing the live stream thing. I'd love to hear if you've got any questions or if you've got any requests. I'm happy to play. Hey, Naomi. Hey, Nick. I might talk about the metronome a little bit, my practice, and I'm also just kind of enjoying this beautiful day. It's your birthday, Shane. Happy birthday. Is it everybody's birthday today? Well, happy birthday, y'all. You're 10? You're 10? Oh my gosh, my son is 9. So great to have you on here. I'm glad you're tuning in. My birthday was June 18th. So I'm a Gemini. I had a birthday 5 days ago. So I'm also a June birthday. Thanks. A little about me. I'm a banjo player. I've been playing for about 25 years now. I played on Broadway with Steve Martin and Edie Brickell on their show called Bright Star. And I played on the Grand Ole Opry. I have a website called Banjo Licks that helps people learn music by ear and teaches foundations on the banjo. I've played on the Greatest Showman soundtrack, the Poker Face soundtrack, and I've gotten some really cool opportunities because of this instrument. Yeah. I played on Broadway for a while. I played on Broadway at the Court Theater Yep, I played on the Greatest Showman soundtrack, and that was a really cool experience. So getting to go to a studio and working with the music supervisor of that show, yeah, seriously, really cool experiences for me because of learning how to play the banjo, which is pretty unique, and I think it's I'm very blessed in that way. Naomi, you play guitar and piano. That's awesome, and violin. Well, thanks for subscribing, y'all. So I saw someone said they like Stanley Style, and that's not in Stanley Style, but that's a song that Ralph Stanley did called Little Maggie. It's a good one. Over yonder stands little Maggie. So as you guys tune in, let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm in North Carolina. Beautiful out here. I'm here to answer any questions that you might have about learning the banjo, about bluegrass, about being a professional musician, about banjo licks, or if you just want to hear me play, I'm happy to just play. Alex is in North Carolina too. Dude, all right. That's what's up. I see another. Did you hear Willie Nelson got hit by a car the other day? Oh my gosh. Are you serious? That's scary. Oh. That is not that is not cool, Danny. That's a funny joke now that I heard the punchline. Danny said, I'm over on TikTok over here, but Danny said, did you hear about Willie Nelson got hit by a car the other day? He was playing On the Road Again. Oh. All right, don't scare me like that, man. Okay. He just keeps going. Danny said the reason why he was playing On the Road Again was that it was always on his mind. All right. Oh, I got a request here on TikTok to play Rocky Top. Yeah, good. I got someone from YouTube says good, Danny. Good one. They like it. We got some like cross pollination live action going on here. Rocky Top. Yeah, let's play Rocky Top. Let me see if I can remember how that goes. First thing I always try to do before I play a song is get it in my head. Wish that I was on Rocky Top. transition into that second A section, I was like kind of messing up. I was like, okay, how does that actually go? And I haven't actually learned the Osborne brothers version of that. So maybe that's something to do now that people are asking for it. Thanks, Get Up the Mountains. Yeah, I've been playing for 25 years. Bluegrass on Broadway, Grand Ole Opry, the Poker Face soundtrack. Just lots of really cool opportunities that have come my way because I'm playing the banjo. And I'm glad that you guys are joining me for this. Clinch Mountain Backstep? Yeah, that's a great one. Clinch Mountain Backstep is another Stanley Brothers song. So great request here. I'm checking in on TikTok now. We got Rocky Top, House Building Theme. I don't know what that is. From RDR2. I'll have to look that up. But let me do a little Clinch Mountain Backstep. Still getting warmed up here. Fingers aren't feeling as loose as they did yesterday. You've been playing for 35 years, but only play 6-string fake banjo. Yeah, I mean, 6-string banjo is a guitar with a banjo body tuned to a guitar. No, that's still a banjo. I did some videos with Deering a while back promoting their 6-string banjo, and I like what they're making. You know, their 6-string banjo is really cool. And I've owned Deering banjos in the past, and I really like their instruments a lot. Okay, White Freightliner, JD Crow in the New South. I can do White Freightliner. I got a question. How do you find only the melody when listening to the music? Brian, that's a great question. And that's something that I really focus on in my lessons on banjo licks is just finding the simplest version of the melody. And it's something that a lot of fiddle players and mandolin players do. That's like kind of their process for working on a song is they'll learn the basic melody first, and then they'll iterate from there. So what I like to do, like, let's use Clinch Mountain Backstep, and someone on TikTok asked for Ralph Stanley, and I just play Clinch Mountain Backstep. But what I do there is instead of playing, I listen for what the essence of the melody is. So if I was to just sing the melody out loud, this is a great way to do it. I would go da 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 da. And using my voice as the cue, I would listen to it and then figure out the melody from there. Maybe you can simplify it even more. I think a good question to ask yourself is how much can you simplify this to make it so it's not necessarily easy to play, but easier to play than throwing all the notes in that you might learn from a tab. And that's a big reason I don't like using tabs, or I don't encourage using tabs, is that they give you too much too soon. And they also don't challenge you to actually learn the music on your own. It's a cheat sheet. So that's what I would recommend. Use your voice, try to simplify it as much as possible. And then once you have that, play along with the metronome, play along with backing tracks, get it up to speed a little bit more, and you want to be able to play with an actual recording of the song. Even if it's not that version of the song, you still want to play with that. You want to play with the recording, because that's a good gauge of if you know the song or not. Okay. Let me see. I got some questions here. Yeah, it's one of my favorite instruments too. Tism Turtle Records. Alex, yeah, learning by ear is the best way to go, man. Blackjack, a little AD, gave the A part of Cherokee Shuffle on a short, and I'm convinced that starting with the melody is the way to build. Yeah, Brian, that's the way to do it. And that's how I teach it at Banjo Licks. So song experience is you start with that basic melody, and then you build up from there. It's just, I don't know. I came up with that process because I was like, too many of my students are learning from tab, and then they come to me and they're like, well, what's wrong with me? And I'm like, you don't know the melody. I challenge them. I say, hey, can you actually play the basic melody of 9-Pound Hammer or the basic melody of White Freightliner Blues? And the people that have worked with tab are like stuck. They can't do it. It takes them a long time, or they just get frustrated and they give up. And so that's the thing that needs to be trained, is this relationship between your ears and your mind and your banjo. It's like, can you hum a melody out loud and figure it out on your instrument? Anybody can do it at a basic level. And you don't need to do any, we're not learning Spain here by Chick Corea. This is just folk. It's a folk instrument. We're learning folk music. So you can learn from the very beginning. I'm convinced of this. You can learn from the very beginning to pick up basic melodies. Mary Had a Little Lamb, Old Joe Clark is a great one. Will the Circle Be Unbroken? Those are great starting points for anybody who's just picked up the banjo for the first time. Okay, so Cody's been asking for White Freightliner, so I'm going to hit that real quick. This is AJ Raimondo. This is a banjo. This is a 5-string banjo. So White Freightliner Blues. So the first thing I want to do is I'll establish the key. So I've got the key of G right here. And I know that, from my experience, White Freightliner Blues starts on the 4 chord. Going down. Sometimes I'll sing the lyrics out loud, because the lyrics will help me sing the melody more accurately. I'm going down on the, I don't even know the right lyrics, but I know it's something like that. Going down on the, and so I'll find that using my voice. And then it does that same phrase again. It repeats that. And then maybe I'll want to put something bluesy in there. White Freightliner. So maybe it might sound like this. Then I'll build in some not necessarily roll patterns, but I'll put in some 5th strings and pinches and stuff just to fill it out a little bit. Then I'll start to build in forward rolls. And you can kind of see where this is headed. I'm starting to put in some slurs, some left-hand articulations, but the idea is that you know the basic melody well enough that you can build on top of that. And so just like I did it, I did it in like 5 minutes, and And that's not what I mean, you might be able to do it like that, but don't really have that expectation for yourself to do it as fast as that. You might want to spend more time on the melody to get that down, play with the metronome, play it with backing tracks, really get it dialed in to the point where you can pick up your instrument cold and play it. That's a good gauge of if you know it or not. Yeah, there are Cody Cutlip, Kaysen. Yeah, I'm streaming to Instagram and YouTube. YouTube has like kind of the wider screen, and Facebook also has the wider screen. TikTok's over here. I got a request for Foggy Mountain Breakdown over here, so let's just play that a little bit. I'll try to make it like, maybe I'll back up, but then I'm wearing shorts today because it's hot, so TikTok's getting to see my legs. Got a little away from that melody there at the end. So traditionalists will come after me for that, but I don't know. We play music to express ourselves, right? All right. Any questions? Let me know where you're tuning in from. I would love to hear that. I'm in North Carolina. Yeah. Someone commented on TikTok that it sounds very peaceful here. It's really, really a lovely morning. I love this spot. You know, when I got this shed, there was a tiny window in this spot, and I had a master carpenter, come out and put in this big window here. So if I'm ever feeling, like I want to meditate or I need some calm, I can just look out the window and take in the trees, and occasionally I'll see squirrels and birds, and there's a groundhog that lives over here beneath a tree on our property. So there's lots of nature around here. Really grateful that we landed in this spot. Grandpa Jones, yeah, sure. I know Grandpa Jones. He's one of the forefathers of banjo playing and bluegrass banjo. Oh, Colorado Banjo's tuning in from Lyons, Colorado. Well, you know all about the nature, man. That's what's up. Lyons is one of my favorite places. I've got a good friend that lives out there. Nice Pruka banjo. Yeah, it is an amazing banjo. I love this thing. This is a Spirit SD, and I've been playing this one for about 8 months now. It's got the extended fretboard. It's a beauty. Northern New York, closer to Canada than to Syracuse. Wow, that is way up there. Can you play Foggy Mountain Breakdown or Rocky Top or both? I've played both of those already. So let me do one time through each for you, Megan. I'll do Rocky Top first because I just played Foggy Mountain Breakdown. Hey, if you guys are digging this, then please share it. I'm just trying to spread the word about Banjo Licks, and my name is Bennett Sullivan. I've played on Broadway on Steve Martin and Edie Brickell's show, Bright Star. I played on the Grand Ole Opry. Did some soundtrack stuff for Greatest Showman and the Poker Face soundtrack, and I play professionally. Been doing it for about 25 years, and my Banjo Licks is my teaching site where I teach people how to learn by ear and develop their foundation on the instrument so they can become more creative and confident players on stage and at jams. I've got a new timing program challenge coming up called 32 Days to Solid Timing, and that starts on July 1st, and it's going to help people do daily practice sessions, 10 minutes a day, and there's a community. There'll be Q&As. It's going to be really fun, and it's $67 for the month, so it's not free. I'm at the point where free is not what I can do right now. This stuff is free, so I can share my experience here, but the program every day, 10 minutes a day, $67. Go to banjolicks.com to check that out. Joseph said some banjo players have experienced hostility for hinting they may not be 100% bluegrass. Do non-bluegrass pickers deserve respect too? Yeah, everybody's just trying to do their own thing. And I play bluegrass because it pays my bills, but I won't say that it's like the thing that completely lights me up, and I wouldn't say I'm like the best bluegrass player either. I can play the stuff, and I've been doing it for a long time, so I know the vocabulary. But I hear Kristen Scott Benson play, and I'm like, oh my gosh, you know this so well. Or or I hear Jim Mills, and I'm like, I love your playing, Jim Mills, but that's not what I want to do. I want to express myself the best I can through this instrument and write my own music. So yeah, I don't think you need to play 100% bluegrass on the banjo. The banjo originated and it wasn't 100% bluegrass. Bluegrass kind of took it and ran with it, and there's old time music. If you've checked out the accounting and the ngoni from Africa, there's some amazing recordings of these African musicians playing their instruments that they're obviously descendants, or the banjo is obviously a descendant. Maybe I'm getting that mixed up. They're related. So the accounting and the ngoni are incredible. And you can see these musicians playing online, and they're playing like in this claw hammer style. It's incredible. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's where it all came from. So cool. Yeah, Foggy Mountain Breakdown, Rocky Top are two most requested banjo songs. Tennessee Hound Dog. I don't know Tennessee Hound Dog, Megan. That's a good one. Y'all, I'm going to put a banner up. Let's see what this banner looks like. Oh, snap. Look at that. I got look, I'm doing another banner here on Facebook and Instagram. That's cool. I'll do Cripple Creek. I don't know Peaches and Cream, the Alan Mundy tune. I know of it, and I'm trying to remember it in my head. I think it's in C. Oh, look, another banner. I think it's in C, but I'll do Cripple Creek. Yeah. Thank you. Well, I don't know Doug's tune. Yeah. I don't know Doug's tune. It's like I'd be faking it. I mean, I'm faking all this stuff, but I don't know Doug's tune well enough to really fake it, to actually fake it. Yeah, Cody, Russ is amazing. I love Russ's playing. He's one of these guys. Like he can crush, the bluegrass stuff. Scott Vestal's another one. He's these guys that can like absolutely destroy with Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder. Like I've heard Scott Bestel, play with Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder and crush that stuff. And then he can just do his own crazy space grass stuff, and it'd be just as cool and just as awesome. Kirk, banjo is somewhat similar to fingerstyle guitar. You know, you're playing with 3-finger picks on. Well, if you play with picks on guitar, some people do, some people don't. With bluegrass banjo, we play with picks for projection and for speed and for tone. So there are some patterns that go over, you know, from fingerstyle to banjo. One thing I like to tell people, especially guitar players that are coming to banjo, is there's a lot of this in fingerstyle guitar, this like kind of alternating thing. To get the drive in bluegrass, you want to be doing groupings of 3. You want to be doing forward rolls, which forward means just momentum towards the floor. And I'm starting my roll, and you don't have to start your roll with your thumb, but I'm starting this one with my thumb, going thumb, index, middle, thumb, index, middle. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And you're not doing triplets necessarily, but you're just. And that pattern of 3 gives that drive and gives that kind of forward momentum happening. So when you're moving from fingerstyle to banjo, that's something to consider. Brian said, do you have any, oh wait, Joseph had a comment before that. Joseph said, any suggestions for those pickers who have more ADHD than discipline? Yeah, I mean, a practice that I've started to take on for myself is just the practice of slowing down in my life in general. And there's so many things coming at us right now, be it the news, be it new music that's coming out, the amount of jam sessions that happen, the amount of shows that are happening. There's so much coming at us. If we can just like take a breath, focus on our breath and breathe, it's kind of a meditation, and then focus on simplifying what you're playing and just being as musical as possible with it. Like if I was to play Cripple Creek again, play it musically with some beauty and not trying to get through it. Like a lot of times we're trying to get to the other side of it, or we want to conquer this thing. It's not something to conquer. It's something to live in, you know, it's something to breathe with. So I don't know if that's helpful for ADHD or not. I don't have much experience in that, but I know that when I slow down and I just enjoy the music more than try to do something in the music, I play a lot better. Let me see. I'm checking over here on TikTok. Well, that's familiar enough. I definitely want to buy a banjo now because I've been thinking about it. Yeah, Kirk, buy one. Get one. Recording King, RK36. Recording Kings are great. I don't know Killa. Banjo similar. It sounds great, man. Ballad J. Clampett. Yeah. Megan, you got to start learning. Follow this account. If you're not following this account already and you like what I'm doing, please give it a follow and share it with your friends. Megan, yeah, follow Banjo Licks. I've got a bunch of tips. I've got a beginner course that's completely free that teaches you how to start from the very beginning by ear. And so that's a great place to get going. I mean, there's so many good YouTube resources out there too that are free, but this is my method of how to learn a song by ear from the very beginning of learning how to play. Brian said, do you have any hints to using a metronome to clean up timing on songs you have learned from tablature? Yeah, I don't know how fast you're practicing, Brian, but typically I like to split up songs into phrases. I'll use Cripple Creek as an example again. So say you learn Cripple Creek from tab and you know this version. Now I want you to do your best to identify the phrasing in the song. Like for me, that's the first phrase. So I'll isolate that one phrase and I'll put it slow with the metronome. Now this is the hard part for a lot of people that are learning with tab, is when you put it on slow, and you know 80's a good tempo. And I'm not going to do it like this. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to focus on, I know I went on to this next phrase, but I'll focus on that one phrase. Now feel what that feels like to play with the metronome. And going that slow is, oh, you're trying to get the slide. Okay, let's look at the slides. So are you practicing this slow, Brian? Because if you're not practicing that slow, then I would encourage you to do that. If you are practicing that slow and it's still sloppy, one, just stick with it. Daily practice is going to help that. Two, you can slow it down even more and really get those slides to really focus on each note of that. Because your right hand needs to be rock solid. You need to be still playing that pattern. And the left hand is going to do that da, 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 da. If that doesn't work, then you take the banjo away and you just pad out the rhythm. Da, 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 da. And that should help. So there's a few ways to work on it. I got a request for Foggy Mountain Special, so gosh, that one was hard to get through, but I did it. I hope you can take some of that and and use it. Some things just don't work on the live programming there, but you know, it's all good. I got a question on TikTok for if banjo is easier to learn than guitar. I think it is. The reason that the banjo I think is easier than guitar is it's tuned to an open chord. So that tuning to an open chord really helps it be kind of a simpler, it's just a simple way to think about the instrument, because you know you can play G, C on the 5th fret and D on the 7th fret with a bar chord, and the bar chords on the banjo are way easier than bar chords on guitar. That leads me to another thing. The strings on the banjo are lighter than guitar strings, so them not being as heavy makes it easier for you to push them down. And that, for a lot of guitar players, I remember when I was learning guitar, that was one of the hardest things, is getting those calluses, just hoping I would wake up with calluses on my hand one day. And eventually that happened. But with banjo, it's easy to push down the strings. I'm not going to say it doesn't hurt in the beginning, because it still kind of can hurt your fingers depending on who you are. But And then the last thing is there's patterns. So you're memorizing patterns in your right hand to start out, and you're learning simple melodies by ear. And I think with guitar, you start out learning chords, and that's like a lot to think about and a lot to process and a lot to do with your left hand. So banjo's easier for sure. Damien said, I have been playing for about a week and I can consistently play some riffs at full tempo on electric guitar, but I want to learn a full song. I would recommend like I'll Fly Away or Will the Circle Be Unbroken, because you can figure out, I'll Fly Away. Figure out that basic melody. Everybody knows I'll Fly Away, or I think everybody knows I'll Fly Away and Will the Circle Be Unbroken. So you can start with a basic melody that's easy to figure out on the banjo, and just stick with the key of G and something that's already in your head, because if it's already in your head, then you can actually put it on the instrument a little bit easier than having to learn something from a recording and then put it on your instrument. Is the Deering Rustic Wreath 5-string maple bluegrass banjo a good banjo? I'm sure I've played one. It makes quality products. You should definitely always play an instrument before you buy it. If a banjo were ground into fine powder, could you eat it over the course of a month? This is the beauty of TikTok, isn't it? These questions. Well, you'd get some, not iron, because it's not made out of iron, but you get some, I would say probably not. All right. Anything else, y'all? I'm kind of ready for breakfast. I haven't eaten today. Just had coffee. Play that one hillbilly song. They're all hillbilly songs. Yeah. Yeah, Colorado Banjo. Thanks for joining me. That one that goes banana, 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 banana. Oh, I like you. I like you, Kirk. Do you play something? Can you play something country? Like. I'm in a small town, so I have to order a banjo. Have you ordered from Eagle? I've never ordered from Eagle. Is that in the UK? It might be. I can't play Black Mountain Blues by Jim Mills. I mean, I haven't learned it. I can't. It's like my son when he says I can't do something. That doesn't mean you can't do it. Yes, you're just unfamiliar with it. So if you're telling yourself that you can't do it, that's not true. Don't lie to yourself. I don't know Smoothie Song by Nickel Creek. I can play it. I just don't know it. Yo, is banjo similar to playing a guitar? Similar. I think banjo is easier. I just talked about it, and I think because of the string size, it's easier to push down the strings. The finger picking patterns are easier to memorize than strumming a guitar. And last thing, it's tuned to an open chord, so it's easier to kind of conceptualize. No, I don't know World Gone Wrong by Zach Top. Sorry. Excuse me. All right. I need to hop off. I got to pick up my daughter from camp. But thank you guys for being here. if you're interested in joining the timing challenge on Banjo Licks, just head over to the banjolicks.com website and check it out. It's $67 for the month, and it's consistent daily lessons for 32 days, Q&As every week, and a community that's going to be pumping you up and getting you on that timing train. And you're just going to come away with it learning really good practice habits and better timing skills and better focus. That's the goal. All right, TikTok, later. I'll see you soon. Thanks for being here. All right, YouTube and Facebook. They're all recorded. Yes, Brian. All the lessons are recorded. I don't know why this is. All the lessons are recorded. And I mean, once you sign up, if you signed up today, you would get access to all 32 days. And I just give that to people immediately so you can start looking through it and learning more about it. And we'll dive in together as a group on July 1st. So still self-guided. You'll still, on your time, practice with the video. It'll take 10 minutes a day, but you'll then, after you're done practicing, share your breakthroughs or your questions or whatever in the comment section of the community. And then every week we'll do a Q&A to go over some things, and I can answer any questions that you have. Once again, I don't know. Smells Like Teen Spirit. I would have to learn it. I've heard it, but I just haven't learned it. All right, y'all. Later. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you another time. Thanks for being here.